Good morning or afternoon or whenever you are watching. Today we're going to be making a fan, and our fan is going to look like the American flag because we're getting very close to July 4th. So when we're all done, you may end up with something that looks kind of like this. This is my representation of a flag, but we're going to talk a little bit about flags first because there's some really interesting things to know about flags. The next time you look at an American flag, you can see some of these ideas. I made this picture as one flag, and then I made this picture, which is really a more accurate one, for a second flag. And why did I say that this one was better? Well, as you know, our flag has red and white stripes. Did you know how many stripes they have? Have you ever counted? Oh yeah! If you said there are 13 red and white stripes, you're exactly right. Did you know that there are 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that are red, and there's 6 that are white, but altogether there are 13. But if you want an absolutely perfect flag today, you're going to have 7 red and 6 white stripes. Kind of interesting, huh? All right, so now you know we have stars. That's why our flag, a lot of people call it the Stars and Stripes. How many stars do we have? Yeah, exactly. If you said 50, you are totally correct. There are 50 stars. Do you know what those stars stand for? Why do we have 50? Yeah, for the 50 states. Excellent. So we have 50 stars, and the stars are supposed to be white. I didn't have a white marker, so I made mine little black, kind of starry looking things, and that's where our flags are going to be good. They'll look like kind of American flags, but they may not be perfect. But I did count, there are 50. Interestingly enough, if you're one of the ones that want to make yours perfect, you're one of my older kids, that means you're going to have a row of 6, and then 5, and then 6, and then 5, and it keeps going like that. Altogether, 6, let's see, I had 5 rows. That was it. I had to look at my cheat sheet. There are 5 rows of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you'll have 5 rows of just 5 stars, and that will give you your 50. Like I said, if you really want to count and you want to make sure you have 50, that's the way to do it. And I did it, and I have 50 of my little tiny black stars, which should be white, I know. And I do have my 13. Do you know what those 13 red and white stripes stand for? Yeah, you know your history? Excellent. Yeah, originally we didn't have 50 states, did we? We had 13 what were called colonies. Colonies, not states. So these stand for the very original 13, and they've never changed that. So we have our 13 red and white stripes, and our 50, hopefully white, but if you're like me, they'll be little black stars. And I put some facts on the back of mine because I thought this was kind of interesting. One of the names for the flag, some people call it Old Glory. So I wrote down Old Glory. And there I wrote down 50 stars there for each state. 13 stripes are for the original colonies. 7 red, 6 white. You see that? And I thought it was really interesting. What did the colors stand for? What's red for? What's white for? And somebody decided at some point the white would stand for what we call being pure or purity. That means that there's nothing bad mixed in. It's all perfect to start with. It's pure, it's innocent, it's without fault. So purity, it's innocent. Red stands for courage, courage or bravery. And some people use the word valor, red. Oh, look at that. There's the bravery in the flag, or the courage in the flag. And blue stands for justice. Sometimes we think of being just as being fair or being just. And vigilance, being ready. So if you ever wondered, I had to look that up. I'll have to be honest. I wasn't sure the exact meanings. And then we're going to put God Bless America, because most important, we need God with us in America. We're all people. The presidents and the senators and the congressmen and the representatives, they're all people. They need God with them. God bless America. God be with us. So that's what we're going to be making. I know I talked a lot today. I'm sorry about that. The one that I made that isn't perfect but still kind of looks like a flag was this one. And there isn't the perfect number of stars and stripes. There wasn't. And then there was this one where I really cheated and I just drew red and white. And I put my blue and I didn't even put in any stars. But that's the one that I made for flag. And if anybody looked at this, they'd probably say, oh yeah, that's the American flag. Even though we know it should have 13 stripes and 50 stars. We know that, but ours is not necessarily going to be absolutely perfect. Okay, so what do you need? You need a red and a blue marker. That's all you need today. And this was the red and the blue that I had. If you have a different red and blue, that's okay. We're going to use a red and a blue. You will need one piece of tape. And this is just to hold your fan together. So you'll just need one piece of tape. You don't need scissors today, unless you're like me and you kind of needed to cut off a piece because you had extra. And if you are one of my older students and you want to use a ruler to make perfectly straight lines, I used a ruler with this one, for example. You're welcome to use a ruler and that will make them perfect. But if they aren't perfect, that's okay. We're going to do the best we can. You see, I didn't use a ruler for this one. And we're going to make some stripes to start with. Well, actually, we're going to make our blue box, and then we're going to make our stripes. Then we're going to add our stars. Oops, wrong side. Here we go, stars. And then we're good. We'll turn it into a fan. So here we go. All right. Oh, I forgot to say, you're going to need a piece of paper. Did you already know that? Okay, good. All right, so let's start with this. And you're going to choose one corner. I'm going to choose this corner here. And I'm going to put a rectangle. You see this shape? That's called a rectangle. I'm going to put a blue box in the upper corner. And I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to show you mine. And you can do the same thing. I'm going to use my blue. Here's my blue. If you'd like to draw it with pencil first, you're welcome to do so. I'm gonna be brave and I'm gonna draw it with my marker first. And here is my blue rectangle box. I didn't measure it, I just drew it. You see that? So I just outlined, here's a rectangle. It's a rectangle, not a square, because the sides are not the same. Do you see that this side is longer? So there's my rectangle. And I'm gonna color this all blue. Would you color yours blue? Yeah, this is our blue. And it's for our justice, or our vigilance. And I'm going to do mine pretty fast. It will not be perfect, but you get the idea. You saw my other ones. So this is just an idea, so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to call that good for now. There's my blue box. You can make yours much better than mine. I'm sure you can. But there's my blue box to start with. There's the blue on our flag. All right? Now we need to put some stripes. And the top stripe needs to be red. The bottom stripe needs to be red. And if you can make it so that you have 13, yay! But if you don't, that's okay. So let's start putting some stripes in here. And let's see. So I need, whoops, I was just making my blue better. Okay, so I'm going to use my red. And I'm going to draw one stripe. About like this. See that? I just drew one. And I'm going to color that in. I'm going to make that my red stripe. So let's color it in. The fun part is when you're done, you're going to have a fan. And I don't know about you. I don't know where your house is. See my red stripe? But my house, it's very hot right now. So I'll be glad to have a fan for the 4th of July. Okay, I drew a red one. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky, but we can do this. I want you to draw another stripe at the bottom, at the very bottom of your page. Okay, so we're going to put a red stripe right down there. Why? Because we want to make sure we have a red at the top and a red at the bottom. Okay, so let's put a red stripe down at the bottom. Here we go. I'll show you what I mean. And you can see I'm not using a ruler. I'm just doing the best job I can. And I drew a stripe, and I'm going to color it in, and this one's going to be red. And that way I know for sure I've got a red at the top and a red at the bottom. Okay, so let's color that in. You don't really want white at the bottom. It doesn't show up very well. So, and again, I'm just going to color it kind of fast. You saw my other ones. I took a lot more time with the other ones, but this is okay. All right, so I've got 2 of my stripes. Now, if you can fit in, so 2 means we need to fit in 11 more if we want 13. But I'm just going to start drawing some stripes, okay? And then I'm gonna color them in. But here we go. So I'm gonna draw a stripe like that one, and I'm gonna leave that one white, because remember, it needs to go red and then white and then red and then white. So I'm gonna leave that one. Okay. So here's my red one. I drew another line, but I'm not gonna color this one in. Don't color that one in, because we need a white stripe. Okay. So then I'm gonna leave a little space. Leave a little space. And I'm going to draw another line, but this time I'm going to color it in. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to draw another line. I drew another line, and I'm going to color this one in. I want to color that one in red. So I've got red up here at the top. I'm going to leave a space because that was my white one. Remember, red, then white, then red, then white. But I'm going to color this one in red. So here we go. And this one is not going to be a perfect American flag. I know it's not, because mine is not going to have 13 stripes. But everybody's going to recognize it as an American flag, and that's kind of the fun thing. And you know the facts. Okay, so here's my red. I skipped one. I didn't color this one in. And I did another red stripe. Okay, so now let's do another line, because I want a white one. So I'm going to draw another line. And I'm not going to color that one in. Why? Because I want a white stripe. Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to skip that one. And I'm going to put another line, but this time I'm going to color it in. Is this making sense? Yeah? Okay, good. Let's draw another line. There's my other line. And this time I'm going to color that one in. I'm coloring it in so it's red. Okay, here we go. Here is my red stripe. Yay! Perfect! Now I know already I'm not going to have the right number of stripes, because I should have had 5 stripes already, 5 red stripes, but I don't. That's good. Does yours look good? Okay, another line. This time it's going to be a long line because it needs to go the whole entire way. Okay, let's draw a long line. So here we go. Wow. There's my long, long line. Am I going to color it in? No, that's right. I'm not going to color that one in because I need that to be my white stripe. So I'm going to draw another line. And you're getting the hang of it, I think. If you want to go ahead of me, you're welcome to do so. You're always welcome to go ahead if you need to. I drew another line, and this one I'm going to color in. Here we go. Color it in. I think yours are going to look wonderful. I think you're going to like this because, like I said, if your house is like mine and outside it is so hot, it's great to have a fan. If you're sitting there, you can have a fan. Sometimes even people in church would bring fans and they would fan themselves when they got hot. Did you know that? Yeah, that's a long time ago. I don't know that people do that. But, okay, let's draw another one. In fact, if you want to draw a whole bunch in here, that's fine. I just want to make sure that I don't end up with one big fat white one. So I drew my lines. Can you see that? This one is my white one. I'm going to color in my red one. Okay. I'm so far ahead of you. If you're far ahead of me, that's fine. Keep going. As I've said to you before, if you want to speed up the video, I'm done. Okay, good. Great. If you want to slow it down, you can slow it down too. That's the nice thing about these things. You can go whatever speed helps you. All right. There's my red stripe. Oops, I'm going to have to fit in two. I think I'm going to end up with a skinny stripe. Otherwise, I'm going to have one really wide white one. So I'm going to draw a line. And I need to draw another line, I think, because I need to fit in one more red stripe right in there. Can you fit in one red stripe? Because it's too wide for a white. Okay, I'm going to fit in one red stripe. It's going to go like this. Right like that. You see what I did? Good. And I'm going to color it in. So it's going to be my last red stripe. And then we're going to see how many stripes we end up with. I don't think I had anywhere close to 13. We know we need 13 if we were doing this perfectly. But this is our fun fan. And that kind of looks like a flag, doesn't it? Yeah, not too bad. But how many did we end up with? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I'm not counting very well. Let me move this over here so you can see better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red ones. Not bad. Not bad. Did I make it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 plus. Wow! We did it. That's amazing. Okay. So now we've got almost everything. But what are we missing? What are we missing on our flag? We've got our red and white stripes. We've got our blue. What are we missing? Yeah. Our 50 stars. And this is where you can just start drawing stars. That's kind of what I did. And this is the way I drew a star. I'm going to show you one on my, I'm using just a piece of scrap paper because I didn't want to color on my desk. So I had this underneath. And this is the way I'm making my star. Can I show you? I'm doing an up and down line like this. An up and down line. And then I'm going sideways on that line and I'm drawing another little line. So I made kind of a plus sign, yeah? And now I'm going to put 2 diagonal lines. I'm going to go crossways on that. And that's going to be my star. It's not really a star, I know that. And I can show you another way, but it's kind of harder to do. So I did a crossy. Do you see that? I went across. And then I'm going to do one more crossy. And that's kind of a quick little, sometimes people do that for super quick little stars. So do your plus sign and then crossy crossy. And you can put a whole bunch of those and it looks like stars. All right, if you want to get more ambitious, another way to make a star is if you go up at an angle like that. Do you see what I did? I went up at an angle. See that? And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to come down even further. I'm going to come down like that. Kind of whack-a-doodle. All right, now this is going to be the tricky part because I'm going to come up this way. So I go from here and I'm going to come up because I'm going to make the one point of the star. Okay, and I'll do that. See what I did? So I went up, whoops, other way, up, then I came down, and then I'm going over, and I'm going to do that, and that's how I'm going to make my star. Okay, now from here, whoop, I'm going to go sideways, straight across. So from here, go straight across, just like this. I know, it looks crazy. It's going to make sense. Then I'm going to come back down, and I'm going to go down this way, and I'm going to go the same distance as that point. I want to go the same distance, so I want to make it about the same. So I'm going to come back like that. And then guess what? Yeah, you're going to make those two meet up. So you're going to make those 2 points meet up. So this one is going to meet up with that one. All right, so I have to think backwards on that. That kind of makes sense? Sort of, kind of. If it does, yay, make a gazillion stars. If you know another way to make a star, yay, make a star. Otherwise, I'm going to make these stars because they're quick and they're easy. So on my beautiful flag, I'm going to put a whole bunch of little stars. Here we go. Make as many as you can. Star, 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 because this is an idea of a flag. It is not going to be perfect. We know it's not going to be perfect, but there are a lot of people that are going to look at this and they're going to say, oh, that's an American flag. And you can say to them, well, it kind of is, but it needs 13 stripes and it needs 50 stars and mine doesn't. But that's pretty good, don't you think? I thought it was pretty good. All right, now we need to add the most important idea, and that is God bless America. We want God to bless America. Would you write that with me? You can choose anywhere on your flag to write that. I'm going to write it in big letters. G-O-D is for God. So God, and I'm writing all capital letters. God, G-O-D. Bless starts with a B, B-L, B-L-E-S-S. God bless. B-L-E-S-S. Because we want God to bless America. What letter does America start with? Yeah. America. A. A-M. A-M. E-R-I. E-R-I. And then we finish with C-A. C-A. And I'm going to put an exclamation point because I am shouting that. My exclamation point says I am shouting that. God bless America. And there's a wonderful song for God Bless America. If you know that one, you could be singing it. And now we're going to fold this and we're going to turn this into our fan. By the way, if you would like to draw a color on the back, if you would like to make another fan on the back, you're welcome to do whatever you would like so it looks beautiful on the back side as well. But if you're like me and you just want to do the front and the back is just plain, that's okay. That's okay. I just used a piece of scratch paper and I drew on it. And that's what I got. Okay, now this is a little tricky. Are you ready? Because what we're going to do is we're going to do little folds, just little short folds. I'm going to go forwards and then backwards and forwards and backwards. And that's going to make our fold, our fan. All right, here we go. We're going to do one fold. Would you start from one side with me? And we're going to fold it just a little bit. Let me show you. We're not going to do the whole entire thing. Just a little fold. Like this. You see how I did a little fold? It wasn't the whole thing. I just took it and I folded it a little bit like that. Just a little bit. Okay? All right, now we're going to turn it over because now we're going to fold it going the other way. We're going to fold it this way on top of itself. Okay, so I'm going to show you again. Here it is, it's front ways, and here's my fold. And I'm going to sort of try to show you this way. When I fold it, you see my fold? Do you see how this fold is this big? This little piece? I want my next fold to be the same kind of little skinny little fold. Some of these some people call these accordion pleats. Because it goes back and forth and back and forth. What do I have? I folded it forwards and then I folded it backwards. I'll show you from the front end. So I started here. I folded it forwards. There's my first fold, like that. And then I turned around and I did a backwards fold. So forwards and then backwards, forwards, backwards. Okay, now we need another forwards fold. So we're going to come this way with our paper. You see how I went front ways? Here it is. And I went to the front. You see, I went to the front and I made another fold. Here's my next fold. So here it's kind of going up and down and up and down. That's what we're trying for. And I'm going to put that fold in there. So I've got, if I undo this, I've got a forwards, I've got a backwards, I've got a forwards, and now guess what? Backwards. Yeah. So we're going to take that whole thing. For me, it helps if I turn it over, and that lets me do kind of another of the same folds. But I'm going to come this way. See what I did? I just folded it. Here we go. Same size fold. Most important is these folds need to be about the same size. So they're stacking up. I'm making a little stack of folds. All these, when I stack them up, do you see how that's giving me a little stack all together? Is yours doing that? Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and we're just going to keep doing that. Okay, so now I'm ready for my forwards fold. So I'm going to go forwards this way. Forwards. You see what I did? Yeah, there you go. There you go, exactly. Forwards, and I'm going to fold it right there. And I want it as neat as I can make it, but if it's not perfect, that's okay. It's still going to work. It's still going to work. The key is, you'll notice, if I've done it right, I can kind of squish all my folds together like that. You see how they're kind of squishing together? And they make kind of that shape when I look at it from the side. All right, so let's do another fold. This is my backwards fold. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to go I want to make sure you can see it while I do it, and I don't know if you're seeing what I'm doing. All right, so here's this was my fold. I turned around and I went backwards, forwards, backwards. I turned it over and I did another fold. Turned it over and I did another fold like that. Okay, so there's my backwards fold. Now it just says America! And here's all my folds when I put them together. See that? Okay, so let's do another forward fold. Forward. There it is. Forward, forward, forward. Then I'm going to go backwards, or I'm going to turn it over and do another fold in here. Like I said, these are called accordion folds or accordion pleats. That one folded that one backwards. I turned it around and I folded it. So I'm ready for another frontwise fold. And then I think I have room for one more backwards fold. So you ready to fold it frontways? Frontways with me? And if you're like me, you have a little piece left, and that's going to be a backways fold. There we go. And then I have this one piece left. There's one piece left. It's kind of big. So I folded this. I did my front waist fold. There's my front waist fold. But I've got just the exclamation point left. So I need to fold that back. I don't want to see that. I'm going to fold it backwards. And that's going to make all my folds. All right, so what do I have? If I unfold it, it looks like this. Why does it look like this? Well, because you did a front waist fold and a back waist fold and a front waist fold and a back waist fold. And you kept doing front, back, front, back, front, and back. And they all stack up to make this one pile. You see how I have a little skinny pile because it's all folded up. And if I did it right, you see how they scrunch together like this? And that's what makes my fan. Now, I can sit here and I can hold the bottom corner of my fan. I'm going to spread it out again. I could just hold this bottom corner and nice and cool. It makes my fan. But I like to fold up the bottom and tape it. So that way it holds together without me holding it. So if you want to fold up just a little bit, I'm going to fold up just a little tiny bit. Just this little piece like that. I probably lost one stripe by doing that, but that's okay. And then I'm going to put a piece of tape that goes all the way across the bottom. Let's do that. So get maybe 2 pieces of tape. I'm not sure. You have a little piece of tape like that, and I'm going to put the tape on the bottom. I put my tape on. You see that? And I'm folding it backwards so that it goes across the back like this. So now that held together on its own. And I'm going to put one more piece on the other side, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it around like this. My piece of tape around like that. You ready? So let's put the piece of tape on like that. And then fold it around and squeeze it tight. And now your fan doesn't let go. I can pull out the corners like that, but it still stays like a fan. Yay! And it says, God bless America. I can still see the God bless America. God bless America. It's a wonderful song. And there it works. And I have my other fan here somewhere. I put it down. Nobody knows. Here it is. You can make as many fans as you like, but when you're feeling kind of hot and sweaty and you're just sitting there, you can use your fan. Yay for the 4th of July. God bless America. And that was our craft for today. I'm so glad you did that with me. I had fun doing it, and you learned lots of great facts about our American flag. Have a super day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.